And this is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 1. In the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius, the word of Yahweh came to Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, Yahweh has been very angry with your fathers. Therefore say to them, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, return to me, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts. Excuse me. Return to me, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts. And I will return to you, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts. Do not be like your fathers, to whom the former prophets preached, saying, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, turn now from your evil ways and your evil deeds. But they did not hear nor heed me, says Yahweh. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? Yet surely my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not overtake your fathers? So they returned and said, just as Yahweh of hosts determined to do to us according to our ways and according to our deeds, so he dealt with us. And we can keep going. On the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month's Shabbat, and the 2nd year of Darius, the word of Yahweh came to Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet. I saw by night, and behold, a man riding on a red horse, and it stood among the myrtle trees in the hollow, and behind him were horses, red, sorrel, and white. Then I said, Yahweh, what are these? And so the angel who talked with me said to me, I will show you what they are. And the man who stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are the ones whom Yahweh has sent to walk to and fro throughout the earth. So they answered the angel of Yahweh who stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro throughout the earth, and behold, all the earth is resting quietly. Then the angel of Yahweh answered and said, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, how long will you not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which you were angry these 70 years? And Yahweh answered the angel who talked with me with good and comforting words. So the angel who spoke with me said to me, proclaim, saying, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I am zealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great zeal. I am exceedingly angry with the nations at ease. For I was a little angry, and they helped, but with evil intent. Therefore thus says Yahweh, I am returning to Jerusalem with mercy. My house shall be built in it, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and a surveyor's line shall be stretched out in Jerusalem. Again proclaim, saying, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, my city shall go again spread out throughout the city. My city shall again spread out through prosperity. Yahweh will again comfort Zion and will again choose Israel. Then I raised my eyes and looked, and there were 4 horns. And I said to the angel who talked with me, what are these? So he answered, these are the horns that have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. Then Yahweh showed me the 4 craftsmen, and I said, what are these coming to do? So he said, these are the horns that scatter Judah, so that no one could lift up his head. But the craftsmen who are coming to terrify them, to cast out the horns of the nations that lifted up their horn against the land of Judah, to scatter it. Call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the great Ali Shaitan of Israel, the great I Am, the possessor of heaven and earth, the spirits of heaven and earth, giving respect to his son, his only begotten, which is Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. the Adonai, the Hamashiach, the light of this world, the one who died for Israel and rose to sit to become his father's royal right arm, my Redeemer, my Comforter, and my salvation, and the only one that pleads his blood over Israel, the only nation, granted for salvation, giving all respect to the great apostles, the high teachers, the high priests, great millstone, the ones that I follow, that give me wisdom, knowledge, and truth, and the secret knowledge of Yahweh from on high, and that allow us to have the light in the dark and to prepare for these trying times that are ahead of us. Giving much respect to the Akim, the brothers that are in the truth. You push on the highways and byways as well as home. You risk your freedom in your life to do so, as well as the beautiful men of GMS. Shalom. Giving respect to the Aqua, the beautiful women. Whether you got a man or not, you still fear the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. And you listen and you learn in silence. Coming back at you with another episode through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And this one has got a lot to do with, the destruction and the fall of Babylon, and our people. It's urgent that our people come back. Yahweh Hashem Shai does implore it repeatedly. And if Yahweh has to repeat himself, it's a problem. So, Yahweh is very beautiful, and Yahweh shouldn't have, our people are so hard-headed, Yahweh has to repeat it, so now Yahweh is at this point where he's very angry. His people are going to come back, whether with force or, willingly or with force, So we're going to continue Zechariah's vision that he had. It said, then I raised my eyes and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. So I said, where are you going? And he said to me, to measure Jerusalem, to see what is its width and what is its length. And there was an angel who talked with me going out, and another angel who was coming out to meet him, who said to him, run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls because of the multitude of men and the livestock in it. It says, for I, says Yahweh, will be a wall of fire around her, and I will be the glory in her midst. Up, flee from the land of the north, says Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad like the four winds of heaven, says Yahweh. It says, up, Zion, escape, you who dwell with the daughter of Babylon. Separate yourself, because we know we can't escape America. So the Lord says, I advise you to separate from the wickedness. I advise you to separate from the Edomites, and those four horns got a lot to do with the children of Edom, and those horns represent powers and other little nations that came up and overthrew Israel, So he advises us to stay away and to separate ourselves to the best of our abilities. So it says, up, Zion, escape, you who dwell with the daughter of Babylon. So he's telling you, even Yahweh out of his mouth, the Almighty himself said, you better get away from them people. You better get away from this nation, because this nation about to get they just work. They just do. And it says, for thus says Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, he sent me after glory to the nations which plunder you. He who touches you touches the apple of his eye. And that's a grave mistake coming from our enemies. The worst mistake they can make is touching the true people of the Lord. It says, for surely I will shake my hand against them, and they shall become spoil for their servants. Then you shall know that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has sent me. And that's the great millstone, aka the prophets. The Lord has sent them to tell us to return back and to give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we need to survive. Those of us that are in the house of Yahweh will be safe, and we stay there, will be taken care of, but it's not the same for those of us that are on the outside, that are still in the world. Whether you're oblivious or the Most High opened your eyes and you ignored the word and you left and you went back into the world, you're in danger, So God repeatedly tells his people, come back, come back. It may be well with you that I have mercy on you, So it says, sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for behold, I am coming, and I will dwell in your midst, says Yahweh. Many nations shall be joined to Yahweh in that day, and that's by force. And they shall become my people, and I will dwell in your midst. Then you will know that Yahweh Shema Shai has sent me to you. And when he joins them and makes them become their people, they're gonna be slaves. It says, and Yahweh will take possession of Judah and as his inheritance in the Holy Land, and will again choose Jerusalem. Be silent, all flesh, before Yahweh, for he is aroused from his holy habitation. That's how bad Esau, Edom, the white man, and his children provoked the Lord and made him come down from the heaven, So that's what's about to happen, following up to the great nuclear day. Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to come down from heaven, and it's going to be great bloodshed. After Yahweh Shai is done with the world, it's going to be called the wine press, because Yahweh Bashim Shai had crushed the wicked 2/3 in the white man, and it's going to be seas and seas of blood. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's why they call it the wine press, and God say, Yahweh Shai say, I'm going to tread the wine press, because that's a great destruction. And when the nuclear day come upon the nuclear bombs, Yahweh Shai is just going to make it worse. It's going to be terrifying when Yahweh Shai return, because he's going to be so gigantic in stature. Him and the angels, they're going to be so damn large, you know. It's just going to be something out of a comic book. But it's going to be all too real. And people going to be like, is this real? Am I seeing this from my own eyes? Well, the world is big. You know what I'm saying? The mountains are big. The sun is huge. It's a giant in itself. The moon is a giant. So when Yahweh Shai come, he going to be a giant. So it's not all entirely a surprise when you look at the things Yahweh created and you consider the things that the Lord created. Then when Yahweh Shai come, of course we're going to be scared, but it's not going to be a surprise to his size and his stature and how gigantic he going to be, how powerful he going to be. It's not going to be no surprise. Oh my goodness, Yahweh Shai, and he's dark-skinned, and he's gigantic. And we're going to be like, well, the prophets told us, we told you, and yeah, we knew about it. It says, then he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of Yahweh, and Satan at his right hand to oppose him. So it says, it's telling you that it's evil spirits and it's good spirits that stand on the side of Yahweh. Yahweh don't need a council, but he has one, So you got the evil angels on one side and you got the good angels on the other. So that's why Satan is there. And it doesn't say it in a bad way. They're having an argument. So it says, and Yahweh said to Satan, Yahweh rebuke you, Satan. Yahweh, it says, Yahweh has chosen Jerusalem, rebuke you. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? So Yahweh was getting into an argument with Satan, the evil angel, because Satan was trying to find accusation on the prophet Joshua that stood before Yahweh in his great throne and his great judgment. So Satan was sitting up there talking all of that mess, and Yahweh was like silence, but Satan's doing his part. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. It says Yahweh rebuke you, and that's Yahweh rebuke you, Satan, get back, Satan, back off. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh's like, silence, be quiet. There's no guile found in him. There's nothing wrong with him, and these are my chosen people. Satan being the evil angel and doing his job. Why they your chosen people? You gotta understand, this is what Esau, Edom does in his court. He got the two lawyers. One is opposing the other, and then you got the people that's being judged there. One is trying to find fault on the other. If the other one is found fault, he's trying to defend himself to the best that he can. Then you got the jury, you know what I'm saying? You got the main judge, and then you got, the audience, and you got the two people, suspects, or however it's going down, standing before the judge. That's how it is in heaven, but on a greater scale, and it's not ruled by Esau's laws, because they got a lot of fucked up laws, you know what I'm saying, and senseless laws that are actually costing people their whole life, man. Yahweh got laws on casting men out and put them in the jail and cutting them off. It's laws to that shit, and they don't go by those laws, Israelite does something, and and Esau, being the judge and being this false god of this world that God speaks of, he put this nigga in jail. Okay, for say if he killed somebody. In the law, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to be put to death too for that. God's supposed to put you to death. But he gave him something worse than death. He put him in jail for like 100 years, man. Damn near 80 to 90 years for a death. You know, and he going through all this when God could have just killed him and had him reincarnated, you know, and gave him another chance, you know. It might sound a little bit savage, but that's how the Lord works, you know. Or if, you know, a guy committed a robbery, you know what God will say? Well, everything that you did, either you work it off or you give it back. You know, if you read the Deuteronomy and Exodus, you know what I'm saying, then you'll understand. You know, if you stole all that shit, then you got to give it back. If you can't give it back, then you got to work it off. You know what I'm saying? If not, you gonna get beat. Something is gonna happen. But I'd rather play it fair. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a way not to put this man through a harsh judgment, then we won't have to. You know, certain perks and certain things that are in the courts, they not the same as when Yahweh will rule over a man and over his spirit. So, you know, the judges are there, and it's actually pretty, you know, and interesting. It says Yahweh. It says, the Lord Yahweh, who has chosen Jerusalem, rebuke you. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and was standing before the angel. It says, then he answered and spoke to those who stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. The filthy garments is the wickedness and the sin. And to him he said, see, I have removed your iniquity from you, and I will clothe you with rich robes. And he cleaned them up and made them better. See, God will make you better. You come back to him, clean you up and get all the eyes off. You got the truth. He has the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding. God gave it to him. God removed his iniquity, because God said, if you work for me, you work off a multitude of sins. It says, and I said, let them put a clean turban on his head. So they put a clean turban on his head. They put clothes on him. And the angel of Yahweh stood by. So the angels made sure that they took care of him. Those are the good angels on the side that's putting them on. Like, wait. Before Satan and the evil angels get to judging them, you know what I'm saying? They have done good. And by the covenant and by the promises of Yahweh, they get a second chance, no matter how much the angels go against. You know, and Satan, and did it say Satan got up and attacked the Lord? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they would say in the lies. No, that's not what it says. That's not what it says at all. Satan ain't gonna just get up and attack Yahweh like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And I challenge you, you know what I'm saying, to a fight. You know, it didn't go like that. When Yahweh said, shut up, Satan, what did Satan do? He shut up. Did you hear anything coming from Satan? No, he obeyed the words of Yahweh, and he was quiet, because Satan couldn't find no fault in the man. He was trying to find fault in the man, and God was like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? But he does what God tells him to do. And Satan is obeying the word of Yahweh. So when Yahweh's word go out, it go out. And he put it with an exclamation mark. The Lord rebuke you, Satan. Shut up. You know, and Satan was like, oh, let me shut up. God destroyed me, you know, even though that wouldn't happen. You know, Satan is actually a beautiful, obedient angel to Yahweh. So when he was quiet, he held his peace like, okay, he is right. He's always right. Amen. So it says, then the angel of Yahweh stood by and admonished Joshua, saying, thus says Yahweh Shai, if you will walk in my ways, and if you keep my command, then you shall also judge my house. So the prophets that were back then, they are here now judging the house of Israel, separating the elect from the 2/3, the 1/3 from the 2/3. It says, and likewise have charge of my courts. So that's great millstone. They got charge over all the courts of all the peoples of children of Israel to bring them back to Yahweh. I will give you places to walk among these who stand here. It says, hear, O Joshua the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you. There were other prophets with him, you know what I'm saying, in the courts. It says, in the court of Yahweh, it says, for they are a wondrous sign. God said, they're beautiful. They go out and they put in, they do my work, they do my will. The wondrous sign. So when you see the brothers on the highways and byways, and you gotta ask them too, like, y'all from Great Millstone, you know, because God has that right there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because some are traps, And you got to be careful because some of these camps are not for the benefit of the Lord. They for the benefit of themselves. Some of them getting money. Some of them are going off, you know, bringing you into things that are not right. And they doing unlawful shit like ISUPK, you know what I'm saying? HOC, however. Um, what's another? ISUPK, Sakari, you know. It was another one too. Watchmen Reports, and that one, you know. And then there was another Raptor News. These people can pull you into the wrong direction. So you got to know who's the chosen, and the chosen is Great Millstone. And so that's why when I come past and I cross paths, brothers, I be circumspect. Okay, y'all from Great Millstone? Nah. They say no? All right. Then y'all not preaching the right words. You know, they could be preaching the right words, but certain things they going off in, and God is like, nah, I look for the head dogs, and nah, I'm not fucking with y'all. I'll just go to Great Millstone, the real prophets. I know who the real prophets are. I listen to GMS Forum, or listen to the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar teach every Saturday. You know, I tried my best not to miss any kind of videos that they got bringing out, you know. So sometimes they do it all, sum it up in all one big ass video on Saturdays, which is the Holy Day Shabbat, which is today, which I'm honoring. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out and give my respects to Yahawah, go to the highways and byways and put my own in, because, you know, some of us are by ourselves. You know, some of us don't have a camp. Some of us don't have, you know, guys that follow us, you know, and learn from us, and we making a little camp, we doing our little thing, making our little small congregation, which I don't desire. I really don't. I already follow a camp, which is Great Millstone. I'm not from them. I just admire them. I follow them. Small little, you know what I'm saying, you know, infant, you know what I'm saying, and learning with this infant mind and getting myself trained for these times ahead, you know. It says, "Hear, O Joshua, the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are a wondrous sign. For behold, I am bringing forth my servant, the branch." That's Great Millstone today, and the prophets among them, because Joshua is among those guys. It says, "For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon the stone are 7 eyes," and that's the completion. It says, "Behold, I will engrave its inscription, says Yahawah Bashem Hawashai, and I will remove the iniquity of the land in one day." And those 7 eyes, they probably most likely represent the children of Israel in completion. It says, "And that day, says Yahawah of hosts, everyone will invite his neighbor under his vine and under the fig tree. Now the angel who talked with me came back and wakened me, as a man who is wakened out of his sleep." Yep. So sometimes the things that you dream, you're going to see them in reality. And that's how it's going to be in these days to come. You know, you can be having a dream of that. Like he said, he was having a dream about the angel, and y'all was in the courts. And then when he woke me up, I woke up, and I'm in real time, and the angel was still there. And they can move about like that. You know, Yahawah is interesting like that. The soul is interesting. The spirit is interesting. And he said to me, "What do you see?" So it said, "I am looking." So I said, "I am looking." And there was a lampstand of solid gold with a bowl on top of it. And the lampstand, and on the lampstand, 7 lamps with 7 pipes to the 7 lamps. And that's the children of Israel. It says 2 olive trees are by it, one at the right of the bowl, and the other is at its left. It says, So I answered and spoke to the angel who talked with me, saying, "What are these, my Lord?" Then the angel who talked with me answered and said to me, "Do you not know what these are?" And I said, "No, my Lord." So he answered and said to me, "This is the word of Yahawah to Zerubbabel." It says, and Zerubbabel I heard is David. It says, "Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit," says Yahawah Bashem Yahshai of hosts. Now, that's a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? Because the spirit is a whole nother level. It can't be described but by his name, by his spirit, Yahawah Bashem Yahshai's spirit. So you didn't fight nobody. You didn't use no kind of power, no kind of sword, no kind of gun. It was only spoken, and it was moved. People was moved by the spirit, moved by the things that he does. Now that's a whole nother level of authority. You know, that's Only if you in the word you understand what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is saying. So it says, who are you, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel you shall become plain. It says, and he shall bring forth the capstone with shouts of grace, grace to it. Amen. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of the temple. That's David. Yep, bam. David built the temple of Yahweh back then. So it says, his hands shall also finish it, the temple of the house of David. Then you will know that Yahweh Shai Shai has sent me to you. Because reincarnation is a big thing. I think re means to come back. And carnation means the flesh. It says, because the prophets, they was breaking it down today, but they always break that down to get the point through people's minds that reincarnation is real. The lot that you believe in, you come back in, you know. So if you knew the spirit of Yahweh, or the spirit of Yahweh was on you back then you'll come back with the spirit of Yahweh on you now. So it says, for these seven rejoice to see the plumb line. It says, thus says Yahweh Hashem Hawashai, then you will know, thus says Yahweh, that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has sent me to you. For who has despised the day of the small things? It says, for these seven rejoice to see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel, that they are the eyes of Yahweh, which scan to and fro throughout the whole earth. They look for the elect. It says, then I answered and said to him, what are these two olive trees at the right of the lampstand and at its left? And I further answered and said to him, what are these two olive branches that drip into the receptacles of the two gold pipes from which the golden oil drains? Then he answered me and said, do you not know what these are? And I said, no, my Lord. So he answered, these are the two anointed ones who stand beside the Lord of the whole earth. It says, then I turned and raised my eyes and saw the flying scroll, the chariot. It says, and he said to me, what do you see? So I answered, I see a flying scroll. Its length is 20 cubits and its width is 10 cubits. He could be talking about Jerusalem and Judah, the anointed ones. And down here he's talking about the chariots of the Lord, which people call UFOs today. It says, then he said to me, this is the curse that goes throughout over the face of the whole earth, meaning that around the world, people are seeing chariots. And the chariots are coming to the earth. And they've always been here. You know, you got some chariots that are underground. You got chariots that are in the sky. You got chariots that's probably hiding in the mountains. Chariots that's hiding in the core of the earth. Chariots that's hiding in the sea. You know what I'm saying? They can already form well to look like clouds, you know. Some of them even chilling on the sun. Some of them are the stars. You know, they're everywhere. They've always been here. It's not like they're... Now, the difference is that you have armada coming. The armada of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Which is led by his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai's right-hand man, Michael, and the rest of the angels. So you have a fleet, you know what I'm saying, coming from the upper parts of heaven to do battle with Esau. So, you know, the ones that are already here, they're here. But you have a great armada coming. Like the Most High says, his chariots are thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands, man. And things ain't no joke, man. And people be playing and making all comments and laughing and shit. Well, that's because God didn't open their eyes to see the truth, you know. Maybe let's see if I can pull up my little chariot thing, and you can, because I always got proof. You always got to have the proof, man. Let me turn this down. Maybe it won't react, because my iPhone is sensitive, so it reacts to the bright light. But you got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? And this is for people, you know, that don't believe. Well, they don't have to. I didn't Photoshop none of this shit. I just happened to see it. You feel me? Yeah, there you go. Now I can see it. I did better. And you can always go to this site and check it out, you know? That's the chariot. That's the big one. Because you have to have proof in these days. That is the curse that's going throughout the whole earth. And there's my site. You can always go and check it out. I'm going to go and repeat that because that had to be seen. That is the curse that goes throughout the whole earth. So there's some of us, that's me in the beginning. It was cold that day. It was cold as hell that day. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. That's why I was covering my head. You're not supposed to have your head covered, you know. Okay, so all I had to do was turn it down. So, you know, and I wasn't really, I was surprised. It was beautiful to see. It was awesome to see. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're always here. You know, Yahweh is real. You know what I'm saying? He's every day. So, you know, you shouldn't be surprised. You know, if you've seen the angel, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be surprised if you've seen the chariot. For those of us that believe, they're around us every day. Yeah, it's an honor. You know, that'll give you, that's the surprise that you're looking for. It's an honor to even see that Yahweh's watching you. But, you know, it's more of an everyday thing. They live with you. They're around you all the time. You can always go to this channel and check it out, you know. Big ass chariot. And it's some even larger than that. But, you know, the day that I was preaching, I didn't know that the Lord was coming to visit. And he sure was. I wasn't even ready. I was going off and all of that. You know, I didn't have the knowledge that I had, you know what I'm saying, back then. But, you know, I got the knowledge that I do have now today, you know. So back then I was just an underling. You know, now I've grown a little bit more. You know, I'm still an underling, but I got some knowledge on me, you know. And I became better. And I'm fixing the things that I'm going off on. So, you know, that is what it is. And that's pretty much, actually, I'm going by the spirit, so that's pretty much my point for right now. I don't want to go too hard, you know what I'm saying, because certain people lose track. They only got a certain attention span, so, you know, and this will help. I'm going to relabel this one for the brothers and sisters. If they want to see the chariot sighting, you can always go to this one because this one is better up to date, and I fixed it that way. It wouldn't be so bright because the brightness was messing it up to where you couldn't see it, you know. And then you've seen a site on there, so you can always go there and look it up. It's very empowering. It's very beautiful to see, and it gives us, if we looking for proof, there it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't lie about it, you know. Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave it to me to give it to everybody else, to share it with everybody else, and for them to see it for their own eyes. It's real, man. And that's just what it is. Let me see. Where am I? Where am I? It says, then he said to me, this is the curse that goes throughout over the face of the whole earth. Every thief shall be expelled according to his side of the scroll, and every perjurer shall be expelled according to that side of it. I will send out the curse, says Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It shall enter the house of the thief and the house of the one who swears falsely by my name. That's the Edomites. And if you notice that when the chariots come, the Edomites pretend like they're not there, nor they can do anything about it. It's just something that happens. They just appear and then they're gone, you know? Because if so, then they would be trying to fight them off and trying to get them out of, you know, the state of Las Vegas, and there's nothing they can really do. They can't react. If they attacked it, they don't know what it would do, you know, and they have power beyond, you know, and the Lord blessed his angels with that much power. And the day is even going to get even scarier on the day that they come off them chariots, and you see how big they are, because in one of the videos that I didn't post, it was a plane And the plane was flying under that same chariot, and it looked like a grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? And the size of that big ass chariot. You know, so, and the chariot was posing to be a chemtrail, but it wasn't. You know, and then it looked like a big ass eye too. You know, so like it says, the eyes of the Lord are upon every place. So be careful. You know, you could be preaching one day out there on the highways and byways, and when you turn, you know what I'm saying, at the corner of your eye, you'll see a chariot. Or you might see a single cloud, and it ain't no damn clouds out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, it's no clouds out there. So what is this one doing here? It's a chariot, you idiot. So, you know, not to say like to my people that believe, but, you know, for those non-believers, you know, they some of them didn't see it. No, some of them not gonna believe, but when they see it, you know, be circumspect. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, in that day, the chariot was so big, you know, people was watching me preach and still didn't see it. So, you know, I don't know, but I caught it on camera and it's proof. So it was there. You know, people was like, me, it was just another day. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to them, they didn't even understand what was going on. And that is a powerful thing, you know, very powerful thing for them not to know that Yahweh is among them like that, watching them, and they looking at me like, oh, this nigga crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, well, look above your head, look at that shit. God didn't put it in my spirit to say nothing like that. I just went on about my day because, you know, it's every day. And it also showed how blind people are. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even see that shit. They was just going on about their day, doing whatever the fuck they wanted. And that's just what it is. They could care less about me preaching. And, you know, it was a spiritual thing too. So I didn't care about them. It was just another day. Me out in the highways and byways, doing the best that I can to seek Yahweh. And doing the best that I can to show Yahweh that I love him, man. And this was like, what, 2-3 years ago? Long time ago. But, you know, stay aware. Like he said, the flying scroll, you know, those are chariots. Me, I just seen one big ass chariot and it looked like a giant cloud, like it says in the Bible. It's a big ass cloud, man. And it ain't at the same time worship. So it says, I will send out the curse, says Yahawahs. It shall enter the house of the thief and the house of the one who swears falsely by my name. And I've heard people say that the chariots weren't real. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't true. And they are. It says, it shall remain in the midst of his house and consume it with timbers and stones. That's right. It says, then the angel who talked with me came out and said to me, lift your eyes now and see what that goes forth. So I asked, what is it? And he said, it is a basket that is going forth. He said, this is their resemblance throughout the earth. Here is the lead disc lifted up. Lead disc lifted up, and this is a woman sitting inside the basket. Then he said, this is wickedness, because that's Babylon, bitch ass. It says, and he thrust her into the basket and drew the lead over and drew the lead cover over its mouth, because he didn't want to see the video. He threw that wicked ass bitch in there. It says, then I raised my eyes and looked. There were two women coming with the wings in the wind in their wings. It's talking about chariots. For they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the basket between earth and heaven. So I said to the angel who talked with me, where are they carrying the basket? And he said to me to build a house for it in the land of Shinar. When it is ready, the basket will be set there on its base. You're going to be the base of the house. It says, then I turned and raised my eyes and looked, and behold, 4 chariots were coming from between the 2 mountains. So I'm going to show this again for retards that don't think these chariots exist and Yahweh don't exist. Here you go, because I was preaching the name of Yahweh, and the chariot was coming towards me, idiots. I'm going to show it again for you assholes that don't believe. The chariot was hard, man. And the more and more I preached, the closer and closer it got. Weirdest thing I ever seen. Oh yes, we gonna get it all. I want you to see it. chariots, boy, ain't no joke, man. They pretty serious, and it was coming towards my direction. The Lord just wanted to see the church. That's all. Some angels love hearing the word of God. That's exactly what that means. They love hearing his name being called. They love them preaching the name, doing the best that they can. And if you ever want to see it, go to that damn channel right there. That's my old channel. But there it is, man. Angels love the word being preached. And they come and they visit. I know Great Millstone, they get plenty of chariots that come and visit them all the time. This ain't nothing new. And then it's the best part is when you have proof. You can shut these niggas up. Like, man, shut up, nigga. You don't know nothing about God. You don't know nothing about the Lord, man. What do you know? Then I turned and raised my eyes and looked, and behold, 4 chariots were coming from between the 2 mountains. And the mountains were mountains of bronze. With the first chariot were red horses. With the second chariot were black horses. With the third chariot, white horses. With the fourth chariot, dappled horses, strong steeds. Then I answered and said to the angel who talked with me, and I'm about to close out because my battery is dying. What are these, my Lord? And he answered and said to me, these are the 4 spirits of heaven who go out from their station before Yahweh of all the earth. You seen that one. It wasn't a part of the four spirits, but it's a part of the chariots. The one with the black horses is going to the north country. The white are going after them, and the dappled are going toward the south. Then the strong steeds went out eager to go, that they might walk to and fro throughout the earth. And he said, go, walk to and fro throughout the earth. So they walked to and fro throughout the earth. They're here all the time. It's not a moment where the chariots ain't among us. It's an everyday thing, man. But it's not for the wicked 2/3. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna understand it. For the white people, they might have some small knowledge, but not to the superiority of the great millstone and those of us that follow him. It says, and he called me and spoke to me, saying, see, those who go toward the north have given rest to my spirit in the north, which is where the Americas, which is where the Israelites are. The bulk of us is, even though we scattered around the world, the majority of the Israelites is in America. Then the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, receive the gift from the captives of Heldai, Tobijah, and Jediah, who have come from Babylon, and go the same day and enter the house of Josiah, the son of Zephaniah, to take the silver and gold and to make an elaborate crown, and set it on the head of Joshua, the son of Josadak, the high priest. Then Yahweh speak to him, saying, thus says Yahweh Shemel Shai, saying, behold, a man whose name is the branch. From his place he shall branch out, and he shall build the temples of Yahweh. Yes, he shall build the temples of Yahweh. He shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule on his throne. So he shall be a priest on his throne, and the council of peace shall be between them both. And with that, calling Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, in the name Yahushai, and it's on to the next video. I'll be out in the highways and byways tomorrow. Shalom, and have a good night. And this one is a motivator for those of you, you know, you'll see the chariot video, and you'd be like, all right, yo, this shit ain't no joke. It's pretty savage, you know. So with that, call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, in the name Yahushai. Shalom. And remember, you know, I always got that trump card. So when it comes to the prophets, they got trump cards too, you know what I'm saying, which is the word, and they be having proof of God's existence through their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And, you know, some of us that defend Yahweh, we got proof too, you know what I'm saying, and it could be detrimental, so be careful, you know, because some of these prophets, you know, people like me, you know, God put us there for a reason. Be like, I have proof. You know what I'm saying? I can prove to you that Yahweh exists. I can prove to you that the Lord is real. So be careful and watch what you say. You know, because some of us just lay it out on the table. There it go, for your eyes to see. Now tell me, what the fuck is that? And with that, calling Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the name Yahushai, Shalom, and good night. Happy Sabbath.